Come in, sir.
Yeah, please do. Ji, good afternoon. Take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Sanjita, right?
Yes, sir.
Sanjita, I can see that you're basically from Odisha, Raurkela.
Yes, sir.
I can also see that you did your mechanical engineering in year 2012.
Yes, sir.
That was from College of Engineering and Technology in Odisha, Bhubaneswar.
Yes.
2012.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing since then?
Sir, I was posted as a manager in Rourkela Steel Plant, Steel Authority of India Limited. I worked there for 5 years, sir.
Okay, then?
Then I always wanted to prepare for civil services, but doing the job, and I was not able to do justice to my job. So I decided to quit the job finally and prepare for civil services.
Oh, but you also mentioned that you got through the state civil services in 2017.
Yes. No, 2017, sir. The result came out in 2018.
Okay.
So by the time the results came out, the mains exam was there of 2019. My husband got transferred to Mumbai. So there was a lot of chaos which was going on then. So I decided to take leave from that. I have not joined
You have not joined, but you qualified.
Yes, sir. I qualified.
Which service did you get?
I got
administrative services.
Administrative services.
And when is the next batch when you'll be joining if you're not through with the civil services?
Sir, I have to go back to talk because I had applied for extension twice. They had granted me twice. The third time they've asked me to personally come down there to visit, and then only they'll be provided.
So what's your plan if for some reason you're not able to get through this interview? Will you be joining Odisha Civil Services or not?
For the time being, I'll not be joining the Odisha Civil Services because my husband is transferred to Mumbai, Maharashtra for like 10 to 12 years now. So if I join the state PSC, I'll have to stay away from him for a very long time. So
That rules out civil services to a large extent also.
Sir, in this UPSC, I have not opted for Odisha as my home cadre.
Doesn't matter. It's an AISL. It's All India Service Liability. You may end up being Andaman Nicobar. You may end up in being Northeast.
Definitely, sir. But growing up, becoming a collector, becoming an IAS officer was what I always wanted to become.
Becoming deputy collector is as important as becoming collector for that matter.
So that will take quite a lot of time by the time I reach deputy collector in Odisha state. So it's not that faster. And in Odisha, I always knew somehow in this state, I'll be confined to Odisha actually in my state PSC, and my husband cannot come back to Odisha for like 20 years now. By any transfers,
I don't want to offend you, but it appears right now that it's getting too much husband, too much family for a professional civil servant to be talking about. Do you believe that you're capable of managing your family life and administration efficiently as required in the civil services? I'm very honest here.
So life is all about much of the uncertainty, and I obviously cannot predict what kind of cadre I'll get when I get into UPSC. So I'm just trying out my options over here, and obviously
civil services is too big an ambition to be actually playing a dice game.
No, sir. These are the choices which I had with me. So I made a choice of not taking my home cadre. But if I get anywhere, because I just wanted to keep a work-life balance, which I thought if opting for this.
Which is what I'm saying there is missing. It's all life, it's all family, there's no work here.
No, sir. I was just trying to find a balance in that. If it's not possible, at least I'll be happy at my work front because I want to become an IAS officer, to become a collector. So if I get IAS and get posted in any place, I'll try to manage that.
And if you don't get IAS, you have filled other choices incidentally.
Yes.
It's not that you have not filled other choices. So you have filled police services, you have filled other choices. What will you do if other central services are granted to you and you are not in position to join your husband in Maharashtra, and it appears your husband has decided that whatever you want to do, I will not be changing my place?
No, that is not the position right now. But I'm trying to pursue my dream, my aspiration, which I wanted to since a very long time. So,
in your opinion, can you name a few working women you know, I mean, in the public domain, which you believe have achieved this work-life balance, as you said, and you believe that she's the one you would like to follow? Name one.
I had read about Rupa Mudgal ma'am, IPS officer. Her husband, she shifted to a very small village, and then her children were also living with her. Her children had to attend a very small school over there, and she had to sit on the floor, but she managed it, and the family was all there together with her. So I think so somehow, so work-life balance is something I'm striving to do. If it doesn't happen, it's a chance which I'm trying to take, that maybe I'll be
you
able
studied
to.
sociology, and the kind of uncertainty you see in your life has a lot to do with the social construct of ours. Can you name a few social institutions which has forced you into such a dilemma?
That in a house, the male is the bread earner, so the job he does, he doesn't change the places. A woman adjusts to the places where he
I'm
is.
expecting a sociological concept.
The patriarchal mindset.
One
which
is patriarchy, what else?
Patrilocal, where the husband stays, the wife
the
even.
society is patrilocal. What else? What are the social institutions that is making Sanjita what she is right now?
Marriage is
social institution of marriage.
One of the institution is marriage. Family, that family has to stay together. There's a concept of
Fine, thank you. So,
Sanjita,
Yes,
you are
sir.
from Odisha.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about Black Pagoda?
Black Pagoda is the Konark temple, is known as Black Pagoda. The Britishers, when they came down to Odisha from very far, it looked as a black pagoda to them, so they named Konark temple as Black Pagoda.
Okay, have you heard about Sub Pagoda also?
Sorry, sir, I cannot recall.
Okay. What is difference between Marxism and Maoism?
Marxism as a concept, it basically focuses on how economic structure is the basic foundation on which a complete society is built, and the superstructure which is there, it completely follows or evaluates what the economic structure is there. Maoism focuses on, I'm not getting the idea clearly right now. I'm sorry, sir.
Naxalites are also called Maoist.
Yes.
Do you know why?
They follow the Mao ideology that there has to be collective ownership of the land. They have to have, the community has to have rights on the land, the forest, whichever they call their own resources. So,
Okay, there are three temple architecture style in India.
yes, sir.
One is Nagara, Besar and Dravidian style.
Yes, sir.
In Odisha, which style is prevalent?
In Odisha, sir, Nagara style is highly prevalent.
Could you give some examples of Nagara style temple?
Sir, Lingaraj temple is a great example. Mukteshwar temple in Bhubaneswar is also a very good example. Sri Jagannath temple is one of the most biggest highlight of Nagara style. Konark temple is also an highlight of Nagara style. Sir.
Okay. What are the features of Dravidian style architecture?
Sir,
Main features.
Dravidian style architecture, the main Garbhagriha is a very small room, and then the Vimana which is made, it's like a layered Vimana which has in a pyramidal size. But in Nagara, it's in a conical shape. And in Dravidian culture, there is a very high Gopuram, gateway which is built for the Dravida style. But in Nagara style, we do not have high gateways. The Garbhagriha or the main sanctorum is the highest point in the architecture. And there's a very huge wall which is built around the Dravida style of architecture, which is not found in Nagara style of architecture.
Okay. What are your weaknesses being a lady?
So, being a lady, I'll not be going into the gender aspect, because I don't think so the gender aspect has anything to do with that. That can be on both sides. I think I am a bit workaholic at times, which affects many things in my life, because I give too much of importance to when I start working on a specific project. And second is I fail to understand that the urgency which I have for the work is of priority to me, is of the same priority to the other person. So I try to push that. Maybe that can be called a weakness.
Okay. Thank you.
Sanjita, you are from Odisha.
Yes, sir.
What is the status of women in Odisha?
They have been making quite a progress, but still I would say there's a lot to be done, because the female employment in Odisha labor participation is hardly 20%, and there's huge feminization of agriculture in Odisha. Nearly 80% of people in Odisha stay in rural areas. So there's a huge migration of people from the southern districts of Odisha, and they have been doing well in education right now because the 10th board standard education report which came down, girls had performed better than boys. So they are progressing, but still I think there's a far approach that's still there they can do.
Okay, despite of the fact that